very exciting video for you guys today. The ASMR books experience. We have our books right over there. So sit back, relax, enjoy some tingles. And I hope you like these book sounds. We have a very large assortment of books today. Starting with a random one. It's reversed, so you can't see it. It looks like a darb. But this is Ray Bradbury. Collected short stories. And this book has received a lot of love. I've read a lot of the stories in here over the years. I got this book when I was 18, I think. It's been quite some time. And I love it. I love Ray Bradbury. My dad and I have a very similar love for Ray Bradbury. And it's such a hefty book. It says right here that in US dollars, it's about $17.99. And for a book this size, with all of these pages, and with all of these stories, it's not a bad price. It's not a bad price. Now I'll go through and talk a little bit about each of these books. And then at some point in the video, when we feel like we've talked enough about the specifics of certain books, I've had some requests to talk about my own book series that I'm working on. I've been working on for quite some time, and I would love to. So we'll get into that at some point during this experience. But your job is to relax and enjoy some tingles. What should we do next? I have kind of an interesting book here. I wanted to get a large variety of different types of books. So this is the Pokemon Sword and Shield guidebook, which I have not really read through at all. But I love Pokemon guidebooks. They're basically physical Bulbapedia or Cerebeat articles. So having the physical form of it is quite nice. It actually comes with some cool stuff. It came with this map of the region. It came with this map of the region, as well as a type matchup chart. So that's pretty cool. I had this hanging on my wall for quite some time because it was really useful when I was trying to perfect the type matchup chart. It's also quite a cloudy day out today, so you're going to be experiencing shifts of some bright lighting in here and some dimmed lighting, but it can't be helped. It just can't be helped. That's just how it goes. We just play along with it. on to another big book. The Great Hunt by Robert Jordan. It's kind of the dust cover is slipping off currently. This is the second book in the Wheel of Time series. I really liked this series when I first got into it. I ended up getting to the Dragon Reborn, which is the third book. And for you Robert Jordan fans out there, this is gonna sound awful, but I just couldn't finish it. I just couldn't finish it. I think I started to get a little bit disinterested. But that's just how it goes sometimes. There's also a bookmark in here, and maybe we can take a look at all the bookmarks that we find and get some sounds out of those. Oh, what the heck? It's a sticker from a Subway sandwich. I was not expecting that in the slightest. Let me know in the comments if you like Subway. I've heard a lot of people talk mad smack about Subway. Yo, Subway's goated. Subway's completely goated. But yeah, no, this is a good series. I mean, when I was reading it, it was really helping me with writing a lot. It made writing a lot easier. That's kind of an interesting thing. If you guys like to write, I would say read books that are similar to what you're writing. It's just insanely helpful. Because when I was reading this series, it helped a lot with me making my own fantasy series. And then I went on to read the Harry Potter books. Which, let's just get this out of the way, we do not stand J.K. Rowling at all. We do not stand J.K. Rowling at all. I didn't even finish them. But I didn't finish them because I realized that my writing was becoming really simplistic. And I was just jumping from event to event. I was like, this is not helping me write at all. Defy the Night. This is a book I have yet to continue. I did start it. Actually, no, that's a lie. I started the second book of the series by complete accident. So I went out and bought this. And I will read this at some point. I believe it is. It's kind of like a medieval-ish. It's just fantasy, I would say. Romance story with some politics involved. I'm actually very excited to read it. Very, very excited to read it. It kind of has that classic, like, new age sort of like book vibe when it comes to like the cover, when it comes to even like length. And I've been wanting to get more and more into like these like modern romance and modern fantasy books. All right, we got the thumbnail shot. All right, moving on. We're starting to get into our wild card picks here. This would be Avatar: The Last Airbender, the comic book series. I'm not going to spoil what's in these comic books for you, because I believe they all take place after the show. And I believe, if I'm not wrong, they do fit into the canon. There's another book that I have, the same people who did Avatar did Dragon Prince, and they have a graphic novel of events that do take place between certain seasons, and it is considered canon. So I think this would be considered canon as well. not to damage it too much. I'm not gonna sell it or anything, but you don't want to damage Avatar because it is one of my favorite series of all time. I got a chance to get Avatar reintroduced to me during the pandemic, but when I was a kid, I was obsessed, and I didn't know anybody who also liked Avatar at all. But I was obsessed with it. I was so obsessed with it, and I wanted to be Aang, and I wanted to have my own. I wanted to have my own paraglider so badly. I wanted my own paraglider so I could fly around, have my own Appa and Momo. But yeah, I've only read one of these series before. It's The Search, and it goes into details about Zuko's mom. So if you're interested in this type of stuff, I highly recommend buying these. I believe I got these online. I can't remember where, but I got these online, I think. Okay, we have a really fun surprise one that's just, it counts as a book, I think, but we have the Death Note. We have the Death Note here. Unfortunately, I believe it's a replica Death Note, because when I got it, I did not start seeing a Shinigami, so it definitely doesn't work, but it has like the rules and whatnot in it, and it has actual names that are written down like from the show in it, but of course I'm not going to show you that in case you haven't seen the show. Death Note is my favorite anime of all time. It has been that way since I first laid eyes on it when I was 16, which was a long time ago. It was like a decade ago, because I'm Unk. But yeah, Death Note's awesome. I love Death Note. I've always loved Death Note. There's really not much for me to say. It's just my favorite. Like, I think like a perfectly executed thriller. I know people have their criticisms of it, and I think the people that have their criticisms of Death Note, I think I share those criticisms as well. Another wild card coming up. I believe that this book in here, there's a book in there, I believe this book was written by one of my dad's friends, I think. There's his name right there. It's, oh my gosh. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what that says. I don't. Maybe we can open up the book and find out. But it's called The Niche. N-I-T-C-H. It's the N-I-T-C-H. The Niche. So let's go ahead and get it out of this case, out of this cloth. And it looks really, really cool. It looks insanely cool. Again, this was like, I think I was like 17 when I got it. So we're looking at some like books that I've had for quite some time. There was like almost like a noise that came out of it. You can see it comes, it's leather bound, and it's quite an interesting story. It came with a note. I feel like I'm in like a, I thought, Jesus Christ. So I think it goes into detail about what the book is about. You've got some very interesting pages here. It's got some like artwork and whatnot on the inside. It's very cool. You can tell that a lot of like craftsmanship and love went into this book, The Niche. The Niche. I find it very, very cool. Also a nice leathery sound for us. string hanging right in front of me now. Okay. Yeah, this one's very interesting. We have some really, I don't know, these ones are kind of gonna throw me off because we go straight from that to Son of Neptune. And I just picked this because it's already like taped and busted, so I did not feel bad about the prospect of like messing it up even more. Much to say about the Percy Jackson series. I honestly haven't. Oh, this is from a library. I don't know how I got this, because that's not even how my public library growing up cataloged. No, it's definitely not. It's definitely not. Dude, I have no idea, but you can tell it's from a library. I have no idea how I got this or where I got it. Sorry, though. I guess. Sorry. This was probably given to me. I wouldn't steal from a library. I used to work at a library. And I think there's that one saying where it's like, readers don't steal books and thieves don't read. It's something like that. I think it's, I don't know how it really applies now, but yeah, I mean, I like the Percy Jackson series. It's nice. I haven't read it since I was a kid, but I liked it a lot. It was very cool. So a couple, actually, I'll do this one first. A couple stories that really shaped a lot for me growing up. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. And not because of the actual writing, but because I had like a Studio Ghibli-esque animated short of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. And I loved it. I just bought it again recently. It's very old. But yeah, I like these stories a lot. It's just like a classic sort of American tale. It's interesting. There's fun stuff that goes on in these stories. Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. And I know that the animated short combines the two of the stories together. And maybe that's how it works in general, I'm not sure, but said that we would try and find like bookmarks if we could. I honestly haven't seen any more. I think that about does it for the bookmarks. I mean, wait, unless there's... Okay, wait, there's a bookmark in here. I think I got this from like an X or something. I have no idea. But it's Be Humble. It has a B on it. Pretty cool. Hey, you know what? Maybe we can see if it makes good sounds. Maybe if we get really close. Decent enough, maybe. Decent enough. Was there a bookmark? No. I think that's about it for bookmarks. At least I was able to find one more. But now is the portion we're going to take another random book from here. I think we're going to go back to Defy the Night here because it makes good sounds. And I'll take a little bit of time to talk about my own book series. I am, I think, a third of the way, well, it's a book that's halfway done being written. On one character's POV, it's just fully done, and then on the other one, I'm still working on things. So, in a way, it's like 60% done, 70% done, something like that. Within the next 6 months, maybe a little bit later, that book series, debut book, book 1, will be done. And I don't want to get into the name of it, and I don't want to get into the series name. As much as I would like to, I would really, really like to. In fact, I could talk for hours about it. I want to finish it, and then I want to get trademarks, like copyright, put onto it. And then I'm totally comfortable talking about it online. Not that anyone's gonna like steal it and then write it faster, but I think if you ask any artist, that's definitely a big fear of theirs. I can, however, get into the premise of it a little bit, so you at least have some kind of idea, and then I'll do a live stream someday where I fully talk about what it's actually about. But for now, I'll tell you it is about a cast, a pretty large cast of characters, and you have 2 distinct POVs that go on at the same time. You have 12 characters overall that all receive some kind of special gift on like the night of the new year. And in this story, there's lots of different kingdoms and lots of different fantasy, like based off of like real nations, or based off of like real ethnicities, but not necessarily like nations. Like I kind of take creative liberty on like every single nation that I create, so it's not just like a reskin of a real place. I want it to feel extremely unique, like a different world altogether. So you have a pretty diverse cast of these 12 characters who all receive a gift on the night of the new year. And I won't get into what that gift is, but it does give them some sort of magical thing they can do. In a world where magic already exists, they kind of get their own special magic. One main character is kind of down on his luck. Pressured to be a soldier. The other main character, who's on the other side of the continent, is a noble young woman, and they both receive a similar power, and what they do with it is up to them. Do they fight back against their oppressors? Do they make a change, positive or negative? You have to find out. Do they meet each other? Maybe someday. I don't know. We'll just have to find out. But you can actually steal this unique power from people if you do something a certain way. So it's almost sort of like a death game, a type of like, ooh, they're gonna steal my thing, I'm gonna try and steal theirs first. And a bunch of characters who are attempting to get stronger and stronger. There are lots of aspects of warfare that take place in that story. There are lots of aspects of magic. There's a lot of romance. There's a lot of intersection between who interacts with who. And one of my favorite things about when I was watching Game of Thrones was strange characters that you wouldn't expect traveling together or working on the same team or even fighting each other, but they end up meeting. For example, like Arya and the Hound, like never expecting them to travel for quite some time, but they do, and then, you know. That and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood does the same thing, where they have like characters traveling together you would have never expected to meet up, and so on and so forth. So I like that a lot. That's definitely what the story has to do with. Lots of different POVs happening, but 2 specific main characters, like the ones I mentioned. And that's pretty much it. Book 1 has to do with warfare and finding ancient primordial artifacts. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, I'll let you know when the book drops. I think it'd be fun to do like a GoFundMe or like whatever, you know, to just get the book out there. And it'd be fun to do live streams where I'm like reading from it. That'd be cool. But not everything's about my book series. We're here for ASMR. But whoever had requested to hear about my book series, thank you. I love talking about it. I'm actually going to be working on it later today, so I'm excited for all of that to come to fruition. I kind of want to think about like which of these books we should finish off with. I kind of like this one though. Or do we, I don't know. I think we finish off with this one. I like the noises this one is giving off. Anyways, as always guys, thank you for watching. The video's not necessarily over yet, but we're getting there. So I just wanted to say thank you. If you'd like to see something like this again, let me know. We can get the whole desk filled with all sorts of fun books. Maybe go for a longer experience or something like that. If you've made it this far in the video, I want to let you know that up next on this channel, the upload right after this one, is a Q&A, which I haven't done for some months now. So if you have any burning questions about anything at all, let me know and I may go ahead and feature them in my next upload. If you go to my channel and you see that next upload already there, well, I'm sorry you missed your window, but I do respond to comments, so maybe I'll just answer your question here. If you guys like this content, be sure to like and subscribe, only if you feel compelled to. If you don't feel compelled to, then don't do it. It's okay. I won't be bothered. If you're looking forward to seeing more content from me, I will try to deliver. I will very much try to deliver. And I always take suggestions of any kind. Still trying to find my niche as an ASMR artist, so suggestions are very much helpful for me to see what I'm into and to see what precisely I like. Okay, thanks for watching guys. I hope this video is relaxing for you. Have a good rest of your day, your night, your evening, your morning. Remember to treat yourself, others, and the rest of the world with kindness and respect.